saying is that if you want to change the world, change your perspective. With this, let's start today's class. That is, I have brought the few questions from the same unit, that Unit 5, Language Concepts, Theories and the Major Linguist. Yesterday I shared the few questions and overview of language, what is language, how we use language for the communication with other people. And today I have brought the questions that will help you to practice more and more for your upcoming exam. Also, you will see the questions like assertion and reason. So without a delay, let's start. And before that, do like, share and subscribe. So let's start. See the first question. The first question we have: which of the following negative effects can be most effectively addressed by introducing a multilingual approach to education right from the beginning? What could be the correct answer? The question is negative effects that most effectively addressed while introducing a multilingual approach to education. That means since childhood you are speaking one language, you are stick to the one language, and suddenly there is a chance or there is a criteria of an institution that you have to switch to the multilingual, that now you will be able to speak more than one language, and with that ultimately shape your mind, shape your future, shape your perspective, improve your ability to speak, improve your communication with other. So with the, what would be the correct answer according to you? Multilingual approach to education right from the beginning. Oh, right from the beginning. Correct answer of this question is option B, losing one's native language. That means if you are going to grab the opportunity to have the multilingual since beginning, very beginning, we will lose our native language. That means where we have born, what we have been asked to learn by our parents, our family members, we will lose that. That is the native language, the country in which you have born. So we will lose that, and also it will weaken your communication with skills, but that only applies to your native language. So option number B is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question. The question here, losing one's native language is mentioned. Also more than one answer could be correct of this question. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2, I have assertion and reason. Assertion is that children acquire language effortlessly during their early years, and the reason, the human brain has an innate capacity for language acquisition. What could be the correct answer? Options A. I apologize, The correct answer of this question would be option A. Both A and R true, and R is the correct explanation. R is the correct explanation. Why? Do you remember Noam Chomsky's generative grammar, universal grammar? In that he said that human brain has an innate capacity. That means they have born ability, they are able to speak the language from the very beginning. So that is why the reason is also correct. Next question. Next session reason, we have a multilingual approach from the early stage of education enhances cognitive development in children. And reason, we have multilingualism forces learners to memorize more vocabulary, which overloads cognitive process. What could be the correct answer? A multilingual approach from the early stage of education enhances cognitive development in children. And reason, multilingualism forces learners to memorize more vocabulary, which overloads cognitive process. What could be the correct answer? Correct answer of this question would be option C, A is true but R is false. A multilingual approach from the early stage of education enhances cognitive development in children. Cognitive development based on thinking. Cognitive means and the reason was that multilingualism forces learners to memorize more vocabulary, which overloads cognitive process. That is wrong. Let's move on to the next question. Next question we have: the use of L1, that means language first, that is mother tongue, should be minimized in second language classrooms. And reason we have constant exposure of L2, that is the second language, is essential for better fluency and natural acquisition. Language L1, that is the language that we acquire from our parents, and language second that we teach, that we learn. So this is the L2 and L1. What could be the correct answer? I would like to tell you that when you face such questions like accession and reason, you must read these questions very carefully, one time, two times, because eventually or ultimately you will get the wrong answer. Unless you know the theories, you can't guess the correct answer. It's confusing and always tricky. So the question we have: the use of L1 should be minimized in second language classroom. The correct answer of this question is option A. Option C. A is false but R is true. Why? The use of language, that is language first, that is mother tongue, should be minimized. No, in fact, NEP, the National Education Policy, has mentioned that students till 5th should be taught in their language they understand. So this option is going to be false. And the reason that constant exposure to language 2 is essential for better fluency. Yes, this could be the right. This is the right actually. Let's move on to the next question. Assertions we have: pragmatics plays a crucial role in understanding the intended meaning of a speaker. That means if somebody is speaking in front of us, we try to understand what the person is trying to say or convey the meaning, and reasons. Pragmatics deals with context, speaker's intention and social meaning. The answer of this question would be option A. Both A and R true, and R is the correct explanation. Why? Pragmatics definitely plays a crucial role in understanding what intended the meaning of a speaker. That means what a speaker is trying to convey by his speaking. And the second, pragmatic, deals with the context, speaker's intention. Exactly what the speaker's intention is, that is why the speaker is speaking and trying to convey the meaning in front of us. So this is also right, and social meaning is also correct. So both would be correct. If you are intending to speak and convey something to the other person, that will be eventually helpful, and that will eventually be understandable for the listener. So both the options are correct. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following statements best aligns with the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis? Option A. Language is a neutral medium for expressing thought. Option B. Language shapes our perception of reality. Option C. Language is purely a social construct. Option D. Language development is independent of culture. Statement best aligns with Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. If you have studied or knowledge about what is Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, you will be able to find out what the correct answer is. So the correct answer of this question would be option B. Language shapes our perception of reality. That means what reality we are seeing, we are facing, that ultimately shapes our perception. So this is the correct answer. In Chomsky's theory, what does the term universal grammar refer to? Yesterday you have seen the question, but the question was different, and today you have to find out the what does the term universal grammar. That means you have to find the definition, the meaning, the conveying of universal grammar. So option A, a set of grammatical rules common to all languages. Option B, a universal language spoken by all humans. Option C, the grammar rules taught universally in schools. And option D, a computer program for grammar checking. The correct answer, please. So universal grammar refer to option A is the correct answer, a set of grammatical rules common to all languages. Common to all languages. Yes, this is the correct. Chomsky's universal grammar suggests that the ability to acquire language is innate. That means we are born speaker. We have inherit the language by birth. This is what Chomsky said. And all human languages share a common structural basis. Common structural basis, that how a language formed. Like if we are studying noun in English, the same thing we study in Hindi, that is Sangya. And how the Sangya formed, what is the definition, what are the types, how we differentiate between common and proper noun, abstract noun. So everything is the same, the way in English, the same in Hindi. So this is what he said. Which of the following is an example of a Pidgin language? Option A, Standard English. Option B, Haitian Creole. Option C, Tok Pisin. And option D, Mandarin Chinese. The correct answer, Pidgin language. This is important. Correct answer of this question would be option C, Tok Pisin. What is this? Tok Pisin is a Pidgin language that developed as a means of communication between speaker of different native language. That means this is your ability that you can speak or that you can interact or communicate with not only one but other native countries people. What they are speaking, how you are going to communicate with them. This is Pidgin language. Your ability to speak of different native languages. You are able to speak different native languages. You are able to speak Hindi, you are able to speak English, you are able to speak German as well as French and Spanish. This is what it term suggests. Yesterday I thought that the questions were very less as per the syllabus, so that's why today I won't post day 9 video, the unit 6, but we will practice the more questions of unit 5. So which theory emphasizes the role of interaction in language development? Interaction, you know na, you interact with somebody. A, behaviorist theory. Option B, nativist theory. Option C, interactionist theory. And option D, structuralist theory. What would be the correct answer? Emphasizes the role of interaction. Which theory emphasizes interaction in language development? The correct answer of this question is option C, interactionist theorist. So correct answer of this question is interactionist theory that emphasizes the role of interaction in language development. In linguistics, morpheme is defined as option A, the smallest unit of sound. Option B, the smallest unit of meaning. Option C, a type of sentence structure. Option D, a grammatical error. Linguistics, what does morpheme mean or how you can define it? The correct answer of this question is the smallest unit of meaning is a morpheme. Next question. But before that, let me tell you this Creole is important. Do not miss. You must study about this. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a Creole language? Option A, it develops from a Pidgin. Option B, it has native speakers. Option C, it lacks grammatical structure. Option D, it is fully developed and stable. So the correct answer of this question is option C. It lacks grammatical structure. It lacks grammatical structure. Grammatical structure की कमी. This is what this term mean. This character is not into that. Next question we have, what does interlanguage refer to in second language acquisition? Option A, a fictional language used in literature. Option B, the native language of a learner. Option C, the evolving linguistic system in a learner's mind. And option D, a standardized intentional language. What could be the correct answer? Interlanguage refer to in L2, that is the second language acquisition. The correct answer of this question is option C. The evolving linguistic system in a learner's mind is a interlanguage that refer it as a second language acquisition. Next question we have, which of the following best describes fossilization in language learning? Option A, the process of forgetting a language. Option B, the permanent retention of incorrect language forms. Option C, the rapid acquisition of vocabulary. Option D, the natural evolution of language over time. What could be the correct answer? Fossilization in language learning. How you can describe? What could be the correct answer? So the correct answer of this question would be option B, the permanent retention of incorrect language forms is a fossilization. In phonetics, what is the term for the study of speech sounds and their production? Option A, morphology. Option B, syntax. Option C, phonology. And option D, articulatory phonetics. If you get the good teacher, you will definitely reach the higher. Teacher and students relationship. What could be the correct answer? The correct answer of this question is option D, articulatory phonetics. That means a study of speech sound and their production. How we produce a letter, a word and a sentence, that is called articulatory phonetics. The vocal sound, gallot, what, this is what. Let's move on to the next question. Next question, what is pragmatic concerned with in linguistics? Option A, sentence structure. Option B, word formation. Option C, meaning in context. And option D, sound patterns. What is the correct answer? Pragmatics, concerned with in linguistics. The correct answer of this question is option C, meaning in context. Meaning in context concerned, pragmatics concerned in linguistics. Next question. These are the questions. These questions are short but helpful for your exam. Topics are important. If you are studying language, you must know about all this. Next question we have, which language acquisition theory is associated with B.F. Skinner? Option A, nativist theory. Option B, behaviorist theory. Option C, cognitive theory. And option D, social interactionist theory. What could be the correct answer? The theory that relates with B.F. Skinner. Correct answer of this question is, yesterday you have faced the question. Option B, behaviorist theory is associated with B.F. Skinner. Next question. In language pedagogy, the communicative approach focuses on option A, grammar drills. Option B, translation exercises. Option C, real life communication. And option D, memorization of vocabulary. Communicative approach. What would be the correct answer? Correct answer of this question is communicative approach. That means option C, real life communication is the correct answer. Let's move on to Next question we have, which of the following is a feature of instrumental motivation in language learning? Option A, learning a language for personal enjoyment. Option B, learning a language to integrate into a community. Option C, learning a language for practical benefits like employment. Option D, learning a language due to parental pressure. Feature of instrumental motivation in language learning. Try to guess. The correct answer of this question is instrumental motivation in language learning is option C is the correct answer. Learning a language for practical benefits like employment. That is the correct answer. Next question we have, which of the following is not a component of Halliday's systematic functional grammar? Option A, ideational function. Option B, interpersonal function. Option C, textual function. And the option D, phonological function. The correct answer, please do like, share and subscribe with your friends who are preparing for UGC NET English or TGT PGT English, and also keep supporting. You will get the PDF by free of cost by just joining the Telegram. Link is given in bio and description. You can join. You must join to get the PDF. Correct answer of this question is option D, phonological function. That means it is not a component of Halliday's systematic functional. If this is regarded, that means option A, ideational function, option B, interpersonal function, and option C, textual function. All these three are the component of Halliday's systematic functional. And if you have to discard one of them, you will go to phonological function. Next question, in second language acquisition, affective filter refers to option A, a tool for correcting pronunciation. Option B, emotional barriers that hinder language learning. Option C, a method of vocabulary selection. And option D, a type of language assessment. What could be the correct answer? A tool for in second language acquisition, affective filter refers to. The correct answer of this question would be option B, emotional barriers that hinder language learning. If you are getting emotional, you are not able to speak what you should have spoken. So this is what the affective filter in second language refers. Hinder, that means obstacle. That is something stopping you. Next question we have, Chomsky's concept of competence and performance is most closely related to Sauzer's concept of option A, direct and idyllic, option B, Lang and parole, option C, descriptive and prescriptive, and option D, appropriate test. This is very important. Noam Chomsky's concept, competence and performance, closely related to Sauzer's concept. Which theory of Sauzer's related with concept of Chomsky's competence and performance? Correct option of this question is option B, Lang and parole. Somehow both the theories, both the concept of Chomsky's and Ferdinand de Saussure relate. Next question we have, the field of study concerned with the construction of thought processes, including remembering, problem solving and decision making, is known as option A, pedagogy, option B, education, option C, epistemology, and option D, cognitive development. Try to read the questions very carefully. If you are not able to understand one time, try to read twice, thrice. Question is the field of study that concerned with the construction of thought process. If there is the thought process, the correct answer, don't you think the option number D would be the correct answer? That is 2-3 many times I have told you, cognitive is related to your thought process, your thinking process, what you are thinking and how your thinking shapes, enhance This is what the correct answer of this question is cognitive development, including remembering, that is related to your thinking, your mind, problem solving also related to your mind, and decision making, that everything relates to your mind. And mind you have if you have mind, you will definitely think. So next question, this is the last question. Okay, let me see if there is any. No, there is not. Yeah, this is what I have mentioned here. Let me tell you. Cognitive development that focuses on how people understand, think and solve problems. This is what your cognitive process means. Over time, especially during childhood, it includes memory, problem solving, reasoning and decision making. Like in teaching, you have seen, you have studied the three levels of, that is memory level, understanding level and reflective level. So why and how does it happen? It happens because your cognitive development, your cognitive process develops over the time when you start thinking from one time to another. Pedagogy means refers to the method of practice of teaching, that is your pedagogy. And education, you know, is the broader system of teaching and learning, and epistemology is the philosophical or study of knowledge. So that's all for today. I hope you have liked this session, and if you have any query or suggestions, do feel free to comment. I will definitely reply, and I am waiting for your suggestions. So hopefully you are all preparing for your upcoming exam. The time is less and exam is near, so all the best and keep doing well, keep preparing well, keep going, keep growing, keep moving. This is what I can suggest. I can tell you more. And also, most importantly, just do not study at once. That means by taking breaks, having meditation and getting relaxed. This is going to be helpful for your mind. You can't study. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have liked the video, if you have liked the session, do like, share and subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe. Okay, thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for your support. Till then, do take care of yourself and bye bye. Thank you.